MLA jong kanong kram Bah Ardent mela basai man mentagasngi ka arpun daitarik unailar arajar arhusau ulawan ra yaga call attention motion lengba ka kot khubor ka balami akini gisngi ki baladap akabidi bakating trikam jong ka Meghalaya Public Service Commission haba batai ka ne Bah Ardent ulaong manakalang kaseng ka kwa baka sokar kanwan ra yaga jing trikam la dewan penkala dewan reform yaga jing trikam jong ka MPSC da ka bathong yaki board yaki committee ki bafer kenang banang pentran susu ya gejing trikam jongkani ke commission susu ulak ai jengmot ru baka sokar kariban pedang yaki arfu tuli ki point ke bala ai jengmot da kaseng khasi student union kenang baka Meghalaya Public Service Commission kan naik da gejing syak keno baka le shiliang nang ta baka baklah ka komset jengkli bak khamtam ya kan naik da gejing tuklar jengki nong penya ya kesan hima simana ni gejing tuklar nagi pat keyboard ke bumdan yesno bat ke Meghalaya Public Service Commission nakalang umatri rang ba kajanla kon ra sangma haba jubab ya kan diga call attention motion ula kan taj war ya ka jingmi ya kan diga khubor ha kan diga kot khubor fareng ka balami aslong da ka baong ba kam judan kan nu ka kendon kaman khang ya ki khon ki ti ne ki bahien ki basam jikit khot ya ka commission banyale ya ka exam ya ka MPSC ula kan taj ru ya ka jingmi khubor ba ka khon ya secretary ka MPSC kala pas ya ka exam MCS nyuma ulong ba kala pas sisha ya ke exam LDA ula angru bau kentat yang ke jengwan ra jeng MLA jeng kanong kram ka bede baka jeng trekam jeng MPSC nambar baka ka khubor hi na basdang kradei ke babakla.
To item number 3, call attention notice. Shri Ardent Miller Basamoit, MLA, to call the attention of the Chief Minister in charge, personnel under Rule 54 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in the Shillong Times dated 04 August 2024 under the caption Nepotism is in MPSC exam sparks outrage. Shri Ardent Miller Basamoit, MLA, please.
Madam Chairperson.
Shri Ardent Miller Basamoit, MLA, please.
Madam Chairperson, I would like to thank the Honorable Speaker for allowing me to raise this issue under the call attention. And before I proceed with my submissions, Madam, I am surprised to see that a second call attention was mentioned here, which indicated my name, whereas I have not submitted two call attentions. In fact, I submitted a zero-hour notice to apprise before this August House regarding the very important issue on price rise. So, sir, I think I will not be able to accept this because I have not submitted two call attentions. So, may I request the Honorable Speaker, through you, Madam Chairperson, to please consider the zero-hour notice which I have submitted. Maybe it can be listed tomorrow because the issue which I raised is very important for the common man, and that is the price rise. So, and I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Nongjiri Presbyterian Secondary School, Ribahoy District, for winning the Sub-Junior Subaruto Cup. They have brought laurel not only to the school, however, to the state as well. I would also like to express my best wishes to all the players, and may they continue to shine in the years to come. May God bless them. Madam, we have seen recently in these days that the Meghalaya Public Service Commission has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. It was way back in 2015 or 16, if my memory proves me right, that I had raised this issue in this August House, where I had made suggestion before the government how to insulate the Meghalaya Public Service Commission from political interference and ensure fairness and transparency in the functioning of the MPSC. However, those suggestions were not taken seriously by the government, which is why we are now in a situation where people, especially job seekers, have completely lost the trust and confidence on the credibility of the MPSC. As it is, the MPSC is no longer an independent body. It is being controlled by political masters, and this has resulted in the total failure of the MPSC to render its mandated service to the people. Before I go on with my submission, I would also like to convey a very clear and loud message to all those who are insinuating us, the voice of the People Party, that we are raising this issue of MPSC not to hoodwink or to mislead the job seekers, as being insinuated by few members of this August House, that the reason for the voice of the people to have raised the issue of reservation policy, the review of reservation policy, is to mislead the youth. We are not indulging ourselves in that kind of politics where we will just mislead the people. So, Madam, I mean to say, I am greatly amused with some of the MLAs who are so obsessed with the voice of the People Party, especially after the MP election. What I feel is that they must learn to accept defeat gracefully and respect the mandate of the people. Their continuous insinuating against us is amounting to undermining the wisdom of the people. For us, the election is over. The MP who won from our party is not only the MP of the Voice of the People Party. He is the MP representing the Shillong parliamentary constituency. And for us, we want to see that there should be a proper cooperation between the state government and the MPs representing the state, so that we can follow up many developmental schemes. After the election, we don't discuss electoral politics. So therefore, sir, this is a very loud and clear message to those who are insinuating repeatedly against the voice of the People Party. Madam, we have been witnessing that the notifications issued by the MPSC from time to time were inconsistent. For example, on the 2nd August 2019, its notification says that the number of candidates to be called to appear for the main examination shall not be more than 10 times the number of vacancies declared. And for the personal interview, the notification states that the variation ratio shall be 1:10 to 1:2.5, depending on the number of posts advertised. Again, on the 11th February 2022, notification is the same formula. The same formula was applied, which is 1:10 for the main examination and 1:10 to 1:2.5 for personal interview. However, on the 18th July 2023, a notification was issued which says that the number of candidates to sit or appear for the main examination shall not be more than 15 times the number of vacancies advertised. And for personal interview, the notification says that the ratio shall be 1:1:5 of the declared posts. This action, sir, on the part of the MPSC does not inspire the confidence in its functioning among the people at large and the candidates appearing for various positions advertised by it. Sir, further, the action of the Commission to declare the MCS preliminary result twice, and that too after a gap of 7 months, further erodes the credibility of the MPSC. It also shows the unfairness on the part of the constitutional body to cater to the demand of a particular candidate to change the result which is unprecedented. Sir, we understand that this is a very hot topic in these days, which is why most of the job seekers, they tend to leave the state, not having confidence on the conduct and functioning of the MPSC. So there are a few suggestions which I would like to reiterate. They are the suggestions which I've made in this August House. If we really want to make the Meghalaya Public Service Commission an independent body, insulated from political interference, we must put in place a system. I have few suggestions, as I've said, and I'm going to reiterate those same suggestions, sir, which I had made. And number one is the need for creation of confidential section in the MPSC to deal with confidential matters. For example, setting of question papers so that responsibility can be fixed in case of leakage of questions and other wrongdoings. Number two, the creation of moderation board to check and moderate question papers so that error, mistakes, and defects in the question papers can be detected. Three, sir, panel of question setters in different subjects, especially for Class 1 posts, to ensure the prevent leakages. Number four, marks for personal interview for posts with written examination should be around 12.5% of the total marks as provided in the Supreme Court decision and judgment. Number five, sir, ratio for selection of candidates in the preliminary for the main examination should be 1:10. That is 10 candidates for one post. And number six, ratio for the personal interview should be 1:2. That is 2 candidates for one post. Number seven, ratio for interview in post that does not require written examination can be determined by the Commission. Sir, I am also sure that the Chief Minister and all of us who are here must have received a petition submitted by the Kasi Students' Union, who have recently spearheaded the movement, the agitation against the functioning of the MPSC. So I feel, sir, that mentioned around 20 points. So I would like to urge upon the government to seriously look into those 20 points and consider them for the complete revamp of the MPSC. So with these few words, sir, I resume my seat.
Thank you. Minister in charge to reply, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to express my gratitude to the Honourable Member, Shri Ardent Miller Basaimet, MLA, for having raised this calling attention notice regarding the news item which appeared in the Shillong Times on 4th of August 2024 under the caption, quote, nepotism in the MPSC, unquote. Mr. Speaker, sir, the news item in question is related to the Meghalaya Civil Service preliminary exam conducted by the Meghalaya Public Service Commission, which appeared in the Shillong Times dated 4th of August 2024. In the news item, it was alleged that the daughter of the MPSC secretary was among those objecting to the KSU's demand for marks disclosure. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me, for the benefit of the honourable members of this august House, present the facts and the circumstances and the response of the MPSC on the issue. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am to state that there is no nepotism and no favoritism in the Meghalaya Public Service Commission as alleged in the newspaper report. A, sir, the Meghalaya Civil Service preliminary results. So the results of the preliminary examination to the post of Meghalaya Civil Service, which was advertised in February 2022 and July 2023, was declared on 15th of December 2023, wherein a total of 580 number of candidates were declared to have qualified to appear for the main examination. One of the candidates who did not clear the preliminary examination requested for marks obtained and the cutoff marks on 19th of December 2023, to which the MPSC furnished to the candidate the marks obtained by the candidate and the cutoff marks obtained by the candidate. The candidate then requested for answer key for General Studies Paper 1, which was then provided by the MPSC. The same candidate then wrote to the MPSC again, stating that the official answer key for 3 questions were incorrect, and therefore he is entitled to claim 6 more marks as he had selected the correct options. Taking action on this matter, MPSC had then requested an expert to examine the matter, to which it was found that the contention of the candidate was correct, and that the 3 answer keys of the MPSC were indeed incorrect. The MPSC had then sent for re-evaluation of the OMR sheets for General Studies Paper 1. And in order to ensure fairness and do justice to the complainant, as the official answer key was wrong, decided to give opportunity to the candidate who had petitioned and others who had not filed petition. Hence, the MPSC, via notification dated 23rd of July 2024, came out with an additional list of 62 candidates who were declared to have qualified the preliminary examination. In this notification, the MPSC clearly clarified that since confining the fresh selection to the appellant alone would be unfair. I'll repeat, sir. Since confining the fresh selection to the appellant alone would be unfair, applying the doctrine of equality, all answer sheets were reassessed and the instant list of successful candidates securing the cutoff marks has been arrived at. So which simply means that though the answer key was applied or requested by one candidate, but when the MPSC found out that it was actually incorrect answer key and what the candidate had applied or had replied was in fact the correct, the benefit of that mistake was given to all the candidates, even those who did not complain about it, which is the doctrine of equality. In fact, to allay any allegations and to ensure full transparency, the MPSC released the press note on 26th of July 2024, wherein it stated that as outlined in the notification dated 23rd/7/2024, instead of offering relief to only the petitioner, the doctrine of equality was applied to all 13,451 candidates for reassessment of the 3 questions only, while keeping the remaining questions intact, out of which 62 fresh candidates secured the cutoff, in addition to the 580 candidates of the first list are declared to have qualified for the MCS main examination. After the release of the second list of MCS, a memorandum was submitted by one NGO, wherein apart from other issues, it was recommended that the marks of all the candidates be made public. Another letter signed by 6 persons stated that they did not want the disclosure of marks, where one of the signatories was one, quote, A. Marak, unquote. After this anonymous letter was sent to the NGO by a group of candidates who have declared the preliminary exam of the MCS examination, who had cleared the preliminary examination of the MCS examination, and whose roll numbers appeared in the first list of successful candidates of the preliminary examination. This letter mentioned that there is one candidate named A. Marak, who is the daughter of the Secretary of MPS, who is also the one who raised objection against the public disclosure, marks secured by all the candidates. This appeared in news items above, wherein the news report mentioned that 6 candidates, including the daughter of the MPSC secretary, objected to the public disclosure of marks. Sir, it may be clarified that the daughter of the secretary of the MPSC, her roll number does not appear either in the first list of 580 candidates or in the second list of 62 candidates declared later. Hence, the question of nepotism does not arise at all. And the letter and the newspaper reports are factually incorrect and should not have appeared without verifying the facts from the MPSC. So this is a very serious matter. And I must mention this on the floor of the House out here, that because of speculations like these by certain newspapers, it leads to a lot of confusion and unnecessarily creating this kind of confusion among the public and also tarnishing the image of the MPSC. Whereas the entire call attention is based on nepotism. This line itself clarifies the fact that the individual concerned was not there in the first list, nor was there in the second list after the additional marks were given. So where is the question of nepotism? Where is the question of asking the answer sheets not to be given by that particular individual? So it is very unfortunate, I must say, that because of news articles, irresponsible news articles like these, the individual candidates have to go through a lot of psychological stress, and at the same time, the MPSC also, the image of the MPSC also is tarnished. As I said, this entire call attention has no base simply by this one line that mentions that the particular individual did not qualify at all, whether it was in the preliminary initial list or in the second list. So to ensure the full transparency, the MPSC, via letter number MPSC/EXC/2021/-22/148, dated 9/8/2024, made public the marks of all the 13,451 candidates who appeared in the Meghalaya Civil Service preliminary exam and also corrected answer keys. So there was also a news item later, also stated that the individual concerned had been selected in the LDA post conducted by the Commission, the results of which were declared in the month of July. So it may be informed that the daughter of the secretary indeed passed the LDA exam, and she ranked 77 out of 116 candidates. The mere fact that she qualified for the LDA exam that was declared on the 16th of July 2023 does not mean that there is nepotism. The question papers are set by a panel of experts, and the entire process of setting of papers and examination is a confidential process that is handled by the examination cell of MPSC and not the secretariat of the MPSC. In fact, sir, the fact that even in the answer key, if you looked at my reply, where I mentioned that 3 questions, the answer keys were incorrect. This again, sir, is unfortunate, I must say, but it is again showing proof that the MPSC and the Secretariat does not interfere. The process of the examination papers being set is completely independent and was done in an independent manner, and the Secretariat or no other system can ever check. And yes, there are mistakes made, and this mistake was made because of which this entire confusion started. But the fact that this happened, though unfortunate, is a reflection of the fact that the setting of the papers is a completely independent process. Sir, when the results were declared on the 16th of July 2023, there was no allegation of any irregularity and nepotism, sir. This issue arose only because of the MCS exam, which has been clarified above, sir. So hence, it would not be fair to link the two issues, and there is no rule barring the children of the staff of MPSC to appear any of the exams. Having said that, to avoid any involvement of those handling the examination process, the MPSC follows a process wherein a certificate stating that no relation is taking the exam is signed in advance so as to avoid any conflict of interest. Mr. Speaker, sir, the fact that the government has taken steps to implement various reforms in MPSC so as to make it more efficient and to speed up the recruitment process. The government in the personnel department, at personnel and AR department, has released an SOP for time-bound recruitment, standard operating procedures on steps required to be taken for intimation of vacancies, issue of advertisement, conducting examinations, declaration of the final results, and issues of orders of appointment. This SOP applies to MPSC, district selection committees, and departmental selection committees. The SOP provides for timely intimation of vacancies and states that all departments, HODs, and offices shall intimate the anticipated vacancies to the recruiting agencies' bodies 6 months before the date of superannuation of the employees concerned. Further, the advertisement of vacancies now have to be done on time. The SOP states that the recruitment agencies shall notify the advertisement forthwith or within period of 1 month in local papers and also online. Further, the SOP to provide for doing away with scrutiny and provides that in order to expedite the conduct of the examination process, the recruitment agencies shall allow all applicants to appear in the examination, and that the scrutinization of relevant documents shall be taken up only after the candidates have cleared the screening test written exams. This is to prevent unnecessary delay in the exam process, as in some cases scrutiny of applications used to take as much as 6 months or a year due to vast number of applicants. Further, the most important reform initiated as per the SOP is the time-bound conduct of exams. From now on, all recruiting agencies, that is MPSC, DSC, or the Department Selection Committee, shall declare the results of exams within a period of 6 months from the date of issue of advertisement. This SOP has to be regularly monitored by all administrative secretaries and HODs, including heads of district, subdivisional level offices, who shall submit a quarterly report to the personnel and AR department. So this is very important, sir, because we have realized that the overall recruitment process has been delayed for numerous reasons. And as I mentioned a few points, in the last 6 years, few of the very important reforms, like I mentioned here, the SOPs that we have come up with. So you'll be surprised to know that many departments, they take a lot of time to inform about the vacancies that are there. And because of these vacancies that are not informed to us, many promotions, many recruitments are actually left pending because of the entire process not being informed to us. And hence, what this SOP does is it makes it mandatory now for every department to inform us 6 months before anybody is about to superannuate, so that the necessary procedures can be done in a time-bound manner, so that the promotions are on time, the recruitments are on time, and the vacancies are not there in the future. Sir, I'm very sure that once this particular process is followed in a proper manner, we will find the recruitment process being very, very smooth. We will not find any delay in promotion issues. We will not find any delay in the vacancies. Today, there are a large number of vacancies that are there, which are pending for many, many years, sir. And it is after this step that has been taken, all this information now is coming to us, sir. And I'm happy to inform the House that strict instructions have been given to all the recruiting agencies that in a time-bound manner, the recruitment of all these different vacancies must be completed. So you'll be happy to know that the Police Recruitment Board has already started the process of recruiting 3,000 police personnel. Similarly, in the Home Guards Department, the process has started. Similarly, in the Education Department, the process has started. Similarly, in the Medical Department, the process has started. Similarly, in the district selection committees at the district level, the process has started. So things are now on the right track. And I'm pretty sure that in the coming months and hopefully within the next 12 months, we should be able to see a complete streamlining, and majority of the issues in this particular case of recruitment and promotions should be resolved, sir. At the same time, sir, what is very important that we have also done is that we realize that MPSC, which is a very efficient body, is also overburdened, sir. And therefore, we have started by creating different recruitment, department recruitment selection committees and boards. For example, in the education, we have introduced a new recruitment board. We've introduced it in medical and in police. So these three, which are the major recruitment agencies or departments, recruiting departments, now they can conduct their entire recruitment process on their own. And hence, MPSC is now focused more on the, the grade 1 and grade A and the other officials posts that are more generic in nature. And hence, that has also streamlined the process as a whole, sir. I also am happy to inform you, sir, that two major points are being discussed very much in detail by the government. And one is to have common exams when it comes to the same scale and the same grade, sir. So this is something that we see as a way to ensure that individuals do not have to apply multiple times and give multiple exams. If there is a particular engineering qualification that is there on the same grade, there is no need to have a separate exam for the engineer of PWD and an engineer of some other department, where the qualifications are the same for all these engineers. So a person would only give a post examination for engineer. Otherwise, there would be a PH engineer's examination, there would be a PWD engineer's examination, there would be irrigation department, education department, irrigation department's engineering thing. Now we are considering in a very, very serious level, sir, and I'm very sure that it will move forward, that we are going to have the recruitments of the same grade and the same scale and qualification, for the same post. But of course, we cannot do all of it in one go because it is complicated. But we will start the process. Wherever it is quite obvious and smooth, we'll be able to move forward. So the second very important issue that the government is very actively examining and considering is the interviews, especially in grade 3, grade 4. And this is something that the government is, as I said, actively examining this issue. We have discussed this multiple times in the cabinet. There are certain issues that we need to look at, certain reforms that we need to make. And we are in the process of examining this aspect also. Apart from that, there are many other small reforms that are there. I have taken the note and suggestions given by the honorable member, also on the reforms that he has he has suggested, and on the different applications and letters and recommendations and suggestions I've received from different stakeholders, from different NGOs and different individuals on how we could make the MPSC and the overall selection process better, sir. So to conclude, let me assure the House that we as a government are very, very committed to ensure that whatever recruitment process that takes place in the state should be free, fair, transparent, and done in a very speedy manner, sir. It is in the interest of the youth of our state, and we've always maintained as a state government that the youth is one of the top priorities of the state government, sir. So therefore, with that assurance, sir, I once again thank the honourable member for raising this very important issue and assure the House that we are looking into all the different aspects that are there to continuously reform the selection process. And as I said, but once again conclude by saying, sir, that this article that came out regarding the nepotism in MPSC, sir, is a very unfortunate and a very sad outcome, because this is completely baseless and completely incorrect based on the points that I've mentioned to you. But nonetheless, sir, it has given us an opportunity to relook into the process and ensure that we are able to strengthen the overall process of recruitment in the state, whether MPSC, whether district selection, or any other selection process. So with these few words, sir, and clarification, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bah Ardent Miller Basamoit, you may seek one clarification.
Sir, thank you for the exhaustive reply of the Chief Minister. So, sir, why these problems keep rising and mistakes keep taking place? We have to accept the fact that there is no proper system. And as I've mentioned in my suggestion, that till today I know that there is no confidential section. I've come across one person who is a question setter. He told me that I wonder how the candidates know that I'm a question setter. So these type of things happen. So which is why we need a confidential section to deal with such cases, sir. So, sir, I think the government needs to seriously take up measures to ensure that these mistakes should not repeat in the future, sir. Thank you for the assurance of the Chief Minister.